Hey up, you beautiful buggers, how the devil are we all doing? It's the Negligent Guardsman, and today we're building another tower thing. I'd love to be a little bit more descriptive for you, but to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be myself, so let's all sit back and get ready to enjoy some aneurysms together. Now first things first, we need a location, don't we? And for this one, we're just to the right of Vault 76. You'll know you found the right spot when you see a random set of stairs just sitting there in the middle of the woods. Beautiful. Now then, the first step of construction is to put down our watchtower, and we want it to line up with these random set of stairs as best as we possibly can. You won't be able to get the tower right up to the staircase, but yeah, doesn't matter, it looks half decent anyway. You also want to make the back end of the watchtower line up with the back end of the stairs. That probably doesn't make any sense, but if you watch the tutorial, it'll start to become a little bit more clear. It is going to take a lot of messing around, but you will get there, don't worry. Now I will say I wasn't planning on doing another watchtower build, not this week anyway. I was kind of hoping Bethesda had released that crappy wooden looking set we're supposed to be getting. You know which one I'm on about, don't you? Of course you do. But instead we get crap like this. I mean, what in the name of Christ is a travelling lamp salesman bundle? I'll tell you what it is, it's bloody laziness. For God's sake, give us something new. Instead of mashing together a load of random old items and putting them into some random bundle that doesn't make sense to anyone. Anyway, once you've got your tower down, this is what you should be left with. From here, we need to place down foundations all around the tower, well, the three sides that we can get them around anywhere. Now the trick is to make them sit just a little bit lower than the tower's foundation itself. Now you may be thinking, TNG, why don't I just make the foundations the same height as the tower's foundation? That's easy enough, isn't it? Well, it is, but it won't work for what we're doing. We want to put walls in all the way up the side of the tower. If the foundations are the same height as the tower, or a little bit higher, the walls won't go all the way up, because your tower's little balcony thing will stop them from snapping in. So when you put down your first foundations, I recommend that you put the walls in to make sure they fit. Like this here, beautiful. Now on the flip side of this, if you put your foundations too low, you're going to have another set of problems. Now, one of these is going to be gaps at the top of your wall, which isn't a good look, trust me on that one. And the other thing, which is even more annoying if that's possible, when you come to putting your doorway down to, you know, getting an out of your bloody tower, you won't be able to walk through it, which would be an absolute kick in the penis. Now, I know some of you may like this, which is fine, I'm not judging, don't worry. But if you do indeed value your genitalia, then just spend the extra couple of minutes doing this. It'll save you time in the long run. Once we've got all the foundations down that we can do, we've got to address the areas where we can't get foundations down. And this involves going underneath the map, and it's dead simple to do. The easiest way is to grab yourself a symptomatic. Look at that, isn't it glorious? Nope, it really isn't. You're then going to get yourself a doormat and place a symptomatic on top of it until you can grab the doormat and move the symptomatic with it. This isn't a difficult task, but for some reason during this build, I was struggling like a bastard to do it. Once you've got your symptomatic to move, grab yourself a set of stairs. Any'll do, but I like these ones here. Simply lovely, and just snap them to a foundation. You're then going to take your glitchy boy 5000 and place it down on the second step of these stairs. Delete this little fella here, get your stairs again, and snap them to the side of it. Absolutely lovely. If you've done it right, you'll see the top of the symptomatic and you'll be able to interact with it. And what do you think will happen when you do interact with it? Yep, that's right, it'll take you underneath the map into the in-game equivalent of my brain. Emptiness. From here, we can delete the symptomatic, delete the rug, and we can place down another set of stairs. Simply lovely. We can now build over towards our watchtower, you know, to where we couldn't get foundations and walls in. And using these floors, we can build up doorways to where it was inaccessible above ground. Simply lovely. Now we're going to continue building floors out, and we're going to follow the path of our foundations. If you look up towards the top of the map, you'll see where they are, don't worry. We're then going to delete them, and using our floor pieces, we're going to build up doorways again. The reason we're doing this is because if we put walls in down here, it'll cover up the tower's foundation. It'll make it look a hell of a lot neater. Trust me on that one. When we get to this part, however, we're going to put down some more stairs, and we're going to link the floors to this foundation here. We can then go back to where our original set of stairs are, delete them, put down some more floors, and again, build up some doorways. We can now make our way back to our new set of stairs, deleting floors and our bottom run of doorways as we go along. If for whatever reason you use solid walls instead of doorways, I mean, it's probably because you can't understand a word I'm saying, that's a valid point, then you're not going to be able to delete them. A simple walk around to this is just change them to doorways, and then you'll be able to get rid of them. Easy. I don't know if I had to mention that, but I thought I'd throw it in there just in case. Once you got all of that lot deleted, get rid of this stairway, jetpack your way up to the top of the map, or just fall, that'll put you back up there anyway, and voila, this is what you should be left with. Beautiful. From here, you can start putting all your walls in. I'm going to be using using the brick set with the white side facing outwards because it looks shit, and that's absolutely beautiful. And of course, I'm going to be keeping it simple. We're just going to be using standard windows and a standard doorway. Nothing too complicated. Nice basic pattern. Now then, at the top of the stairs here, you'd assume we'd put a doorway in, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Unfortunately, it's not actually going to be able to be used as a doorway. It's just going to be, you know, a little showpiece. The beams of the tower actually stop you from walking through it, which is a bit of a ball ache, but yeah, we'll get over it. Around the rest of the build, we're going to use the same pattern, these nice little square window things. Yep, fantastic. And once you got all them in place, these doorways that we built underneath the map, change them to a solid wall. You're perfectly safe to do it now. After all that hard work, I think it's about time you step back and take a look at what you've done. Simply lovely. As you can see here, I've just thrown down 3 foundations. They don't have to be perfect, it's just so we can place a blueprint down on them. You want the height of them to, you know, just about line up where the top of our walls are that we built on the map. Do you get what I'm saying? Perfect. We're going to use these to place down this blueprint. It's a dead simple one to make, and if you don't have it, then I'll leave a floaty card in top corner to show you how to do it. It's a dead handy one to have. And we're going to place down this lovely little fella on each corner of our build. Now, it can be a little tricky to put down, but once you're happy with its placement, press that X button and get it built. You can then delete the mat and then move on to the other corner and do the exact same thing. Once you got them down, place down a full-size stair post on top of them. You can then delete the 2 little ones and replace it with a full-size one. To save even more time, when you do make this blueprint, instead of using 2 short stair posts, use 2 big ones. You won't have to piss around with deleting anything. Once you've got all your stair posts in, delete these foundations and then snap another stair post underneath them so they go down into ground. Beautiful. Now all you've got to do is copy the exact same process on the other side, and once you've got all that wrapped up, this is what you'll be left with. Whilst we're on this side of the build, as you've noticed, I've changed the doorway around. That's because I lined the stairs up wrong in the watchtower. We'll just ignore that fact and carry on like nothing happened. It won't affect the build at all. It just would have made it really cramped when you're trying to walk into the place. But anyway, we're going to place some porches down now. Obviously, they're not going to snap in place. We've got no foundations there. But we're just going to line them up with the wall pieces that we've got down. Does that make sense? Of course it does. I know you're following. Now, it goes without saying, doesn't have to be perfect, but try and make it look half decent, you know. Line it up as best as you can. When you're happy and you've placed one down, just snap another one to it, and that's your porches done. At this point now, you can throw down some stairs to your porches. I spent way too long choosing these when the obvious choice was the porch stairs. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? And to finish it up, just go around, put down some of the railings that go with this set, and once they're all down, this is what you'll be left with. Not too bad, is it? Up here, we need to put down our fake door, don't we? But what you'll find when you try and place it down is it'll say it needs support. Oh dear, what the hell are we gonna do? Well, it's really quite simple, guys. We're just gonna place down roofs until they come inside of a tower. Just like this here. Absolutely fantastic. Why we're doing this, you may ask? Well, this will allow us to place down the door. I know it's stupid, but it's for at 76. Do we expect anything else at this point? We can then get rid of the roofs on the outside of our build, but I'm going to leave the one that's sitting on the inside. And from that roof, I'm going to snap another roof in here, and it's going to be like a little storage area. It's going to cover our fake door, and I don't know, it's the only thing I could come up with. I apologise. I'm going to cut away now to some footage of it decorated. If you've seen my videos before, you'll know I'm terrible at this, so please don't get too excited. I'll be back in a tick. And there it is, another tower house complete. I'm really impressed with how versatile this actually is, to be honest with you. We're pretty shit when it came out, but you can do a lot with it. As ever, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all my Patreons. The extra support is truly appreciated. If that's something that you'd be interested in getting involved in, the link's down in the description. Have a click on it and it'll show you what perks you get. While you're down there having a little rummage, why not have a click on Discord link? That's totally free and it'll take you, funnily enough, to my Discord. And as ever guys, if you did like the video, please hit that like button, let me know I'm doing a good job, and if you want to see more weekly Fallout 76 content, hit that subscribe button too. Anyway, as we say it north, I love you and leave you. Catch you next one.